Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, welcome back to a video for Starfield. With Xbox recently announcing the date and time for their upcoming game showcase, dubbed the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase 2022, streaming live on Sunday, June 12th at 10 AM PT, we now have a date to look forward to, not only to hear more about upcoming games in general, and hopefully some titles for this year, but specific to this video, and to many of you Bethesda fans out there, hopefully a chance to finally learn more about Starfield. Starfield is of course the highly anticipated next adventure from Bethesda, supposedly still slated to launch later this year, November 11th, but with little more than a hype trailer so far, and no real feel for gameplay or how the game plays, it does beg the question as to quite how far along this title really is. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about that, what we know so far, what we can hope to see next month perhaps, and cover some of the other leaks and rumours of late. So if you guys do enjoy this and you're hyped for Starfield, drop a like on this video and hit me up in the comments. Do you think we'll see this game this year, or do you see it joining the collection of games slowly getting pushed into 2023? First things first, if for some reason you've been living under a space rock, then Starfield is of course the first new universe in 25 years from Bethesda Game Studios, the creators of course of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and Fallout 4. In this next generation role-playing game set amongst the stars, you can create any character you want and explore with unparalleled freedom as you embark on an epic journey to answer humanity's greatest mystery. The teaser trailer that dropped of course naturally doesn't show us any real tangible gameplay, but it does do a great job of setting the scene and, well, giving us those strong space vibes. Following that, there have of course been a series of dev diaries showing off some concept art and a few other bits like that, again, all looking very cool, painting a picture of a world that will no doubt be very exciting to explore. However, concept art is one thing, but what do we actually know about the game? Well, more recently, some details leaked from a former Bethesda Game Studios employee. Obviously, whenever it's a leak, I always say take these with a massive pinch of salt, but this particular info drop comes from Reset Era user Heavy008, who is an ex-character artist at Bethesda. To begin with, Heavy praises Bethesda Game Studios, saying that it's a great place to work, so it doesn't sound like your typical case of like an angry employee trying to throw shade upon leaving. He says that Todd Howard is a charismatic guy, but he then goes on to provide a few details about the game. In a rather concerning comment, he does say that the game engine is a, and I quote, piece of crap, which is worrying. I mean, the engine the game runs on is no small thing. It's not like a slightly iffy UI element or a facial animation. The engine is pretty substantial. He also says that at the moment, flying feels terrible, but it's important to stress that he says at the moment. I would like to imagine that this is perhaps something from an earlier build that will naturally be refined over the coming months. For me, as someone who is already bad at flying in any video game, if someone working on the game says it's bad, then I am probably going to have a horrible time. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Heavy says shooting feels alright, and the lighting and stuff is looking better and better by the day. They have their weekly Thursday playtests and have been doing so since the beginning of the year. The lighting is not comparable to the likes of, say, Horizon Forbidden West, but he did say it is still a good looking game. With regards to whether it will ship on time, he said they are definitely trying. It seems like that is still very much their intention to get it out in time for the November 11th launch date this year. It appears that right now they have an overabundance of content, so if it comes to it, they'll cut whatever they need in order to ship. Naturally, to us gamers, that does beg the question as to what there might be rolled into post-launch DLC, but keep in mind, this is a very standard practice in game design. I'm not talking about rolling out DLC, I mean the idea that you typically have grand plans for the game, you try to achieve them all, you try to put in as much content as possible, but inevitably things have to be cut. So don't necessarily see it as them just removing a bunch of features, sometimes things are just simply overscoped. Right now, Heavy says the main focus is finding the fun and naturally bug fixing. There is a beta, supposedly slated for summer, which will truly be the test and that'll show people what they can expect. Only once that happens will they truly know if November is likely. Again, keep in mind, all of this should be taken with a pinch of salt, as some of this information could have changed and is more than likely outdated, but it's still nice to potentially hear something since official sources have pretty much been silent. Then again, the Xbox Game Showcase is just over a month away, and while E3 in its traditional sense might not exist anymore, plenty of companies will still take advantage of that window to share upcoming updates, so here's hoping we finally see Starfield and it blows us away. While of course Bethesda's take on open worlds might not be to everyone's taste, it is fair to say the sheer scale and scope of games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim are definitely impressive. They do provide you with a ton of possibilities, a ton of exploration options, a ton of RPG immersion, and probably some fun bugs to go along with it, so taking that exploration angle and sort of moving into space will definitely be a welcome new adventure. Anyway, for the time being, let me know down below, what are some of your biggest hopes and dreams for this game? What would you love to see? And of course, if you are excited for the game, keep it locked because as and when news drops, we will keep you updated. If you've missed any of our recent videos, be sure to check out one of these linked on the channel. And again, don't forget to keep it locked for plenty more gaming content.